Hari Om Tat Sat. Welcome to Swami Jyotirmayananda Society, our journey to self-realization. Please subscribe for the mystical meanings and to enjoy daily satsang. We are currently exploring the book Advice to Householders, authored by Swami Jyotirmayananda Maharaj, narrated by myself, Swami Nikhilananda. So, in today's satsang, we will continue and start from the ideal family. The ideal family is like a spring garden. When you enter the home, you sense the atmosphere of harmony and joy. According to the scriptures, an ideal family is blessed with the following: Asha. Asha means optimism, expectation. Everybody's face is full of hope for a joyous future. There is hope towards the unknown and unexpected. When you develop faith in God, you know that every situation that is to come is for your spiritual advancement. Then the unknown always gives you a thrill. If you know exactly what is to happen, life becomes boring. So, in a healthy family, there is a sense of joy with relation to the future because there is inherent faith, love, and trust. Second, pratiksha. Pratiksha is waiting with patience. This quality is a blend of perseverance with patience. Whatever project you adopt, you do your duty well and then wait and watch with a deep inner conviction that success is yours. The divine hand is guiding you. And third, Sangata, Satsang, good company. You draw to your home ideal friends and well wishers and avoid the company of those who are uh, uncultured, unruly, or not compatible with your thinking. In addition, you set apart a time every day when all the family members may come together for a brief satsang. Doesn't have to be very long, just very brief but consistently done daily. So that satsang, at times you may even invite your neighbors or close friends to join in. The satsanga may be conducted with prayers, kirtan, chants, a brief recitation from the scriptures, or a well planned study of the Ramayana, Mahabharata, Bhagavad Gita, Bible, or any scripture of your choice. You may conclude satsang with arti and distribution of prasad. Prasad is sacred food after the prayer. Sukarma is righteous action. You perform a special action for the good of people around you. In an ideal family, everyone is taught to amass the wealth of meritorious deeds or punya karma, good actions. And then the family should also do dana, charity, perform acts of charity and generosity. You may share your wealth, your knowledge, your talents for the good of others. The spirit of charity does not depend upon your material attainments. You may not be rich, yet you can bring the light of hope where there is darkness and despair. You can infuse patience and courage in others. Dissemination of knowledge is the highest form of charity, also known as Jnana Yajna, because this way you change the entire future of someone who was going in the wrong direction, and now their life blooms with joy, excitement, and spiritual upliftment also. Therefore, Jnana Yajna, done at any scale, even if one person benefits, is commendable. Finally, atithya or hospitality. Be hospitable to people who visit your home. You are serving God in every guest that comes to you, also known as atithi devo bhava. Atithi means someone who unexpectedly comes without a date, without any reason. So treat them with love and compassion, and as if God has arrived. So that this is the traditional Indian way of greeting people, uh, guests. The spirit of yoga. In daily life, perform your duties no matter what they may be, no matter how big or small, in the spirit of karma yoga, considering every action as an offering to God. Whether you are attending to your child, doing household chores, balancing your budget, adapting and adjusting in relationships, perform those tasks in the spirit of karma yoga. View your life as a grand opportunity for worshipping God in various ways. All your actions become an offering to God. This is the secret for an enduring relationship that is blessed with peace, prosperity, and harmony. See the divine in each other. Every husband should develop the attitude that it is the Devi, the goddess, who abides in his wife, and thus he should adore her. And every wife should feel that it is God as Krishna or Rama or Shiva or any manifestation who is being worshipped in her husband. The scriptures say, Yatra Naryastu Pujyante Ramante Tatra Devata, meaning where women are worshipped, there the gods rejoice. The attitude of worship, in a broad sense, implies a profound reverence for the soul of each other. With this attitude, there evolves an ideal love, a love that sacrifices, that waits with patience, that is ever intent upon being helpful and compassionate. Such a love is not thwarted by adverse conditions of life. Rather, like the moon is lit, it shines brighter and brighter as the clouds of adversity pass on. Seeing and worshipping God in each other creates a sublime setting for a secure marriage. There is love, trust, and happiness. In such an environment, there is no dread of disharmony. That type of family is like a tree that can allow itself to be shaken violently in wind, and yet it does not break. Husband and wife can openly quarrel, openly express their views without feeling that they are shaking their inner foundation of unity and love, because inwardly they both know that these temporary gunas of sattva, rajas, and tamas, of anger, etc., are temporary, and inwardly there is profound love for each other. The Hindu ideal, according to the Hindu ideal, husband and wife are enjoined to be true and faithful to each other. That sexual fidelity promotes a deeper unity and enhances the spiritual well being of the family. Also, according to the Hindu ideal, marriage is indissoluble. Husband and wife become loving companions for life, with the wish that if the bondage of karma has not dissolved at the time of death, they may continue to be companions in future lives as well. Here, of course, you have to keep all practical constraints in mind. If you are in an abusive relationship or hurtful or dangerous, where um, getting separated is the best answer, then certainly that should be done. But if there is hope in the marriage, or if the guidance can be followed and both partners can improve, certainly that should first be tried. But if all options are not functional or working, in those cases it is better to be keeping your peace of mind by separation. Although most of the scriptures say try to work it out as much as you can, but each situation is different. So especially in today's world, but if there is love and happiness, nothing like it. There is harmony and blend and balance. However, under unusual circumstances, like we just talked about, marital condition, Hindu tradition allows for apat dharma, meaning apat means during exceptional discomforting situations, duty in exceptionally distressing situations. So, for example, if husband and wife are extremely ill matched, if the husband batters his wife or abuses her, or the wife torments her husband without any reason or rhyme, then nothing material or spiritual can be gained out of that union, no matter how much the priest or spiritual people tell you. It's an extremely difficult environment at home. So, Orthodox people may still insist that they should continue to stay together for the pride of the family and for maintaining the old tradition. But in the light of truth, it would be better if they separate and lived their lives without the constant conflict, mental torture, and degradation. So, under those circumstances, it is considered as apat dharma and they can move on. This, however, does not imply that a person should continue to marry and divorce, led by his whims or by his sexual instincts. A marriage should not be broken up simply because there are impediments or problems. Rather, there must be deeper love that transcends the impediments. A good marriage is meant to do things together, to sacrifice, to help each other, and to nourish each other's soul and grow. Keeping the spiritual purpose of life always in view, adjustments must be made with love, understanding, self restraint, adaptability, and sacrifice to maintain stability in the marriage. That is how a good marriage takes commitment, hard work, sacrifice, and then you also reap the benefits of peace, joy, love for each other, so on. So every situation is helpful for your evolution. There was a saint whose wife was always bitter and quarrelsome. No matter what he did, there was always turmoil at home. Instead of finding fault with her, he used to say, "Oh God, how great you are that you have given me a wife who continues to inspire vairagya or dispassion in my heart. She always reminds me that this world is imperfect. I do not have to go to an ashram to acquire vairagya. I can get it right here in my home." Socrates had that type of wife. One day, when Socrates was talking to his disciples, his wife was shouting a lot. He turned out he turned to his disciples, saying, "Thundering crowds seldom rain." After a while, however, she dumped some garbage on his head, and he turned to his disciple again and said, "Well, I suppose that sometimes thundering clouds do rain." He viewed all that happened in his marriage in a dispassionate way, and it certainly takes a certain kind of evolved soul to have garbage on his head and still not complain and move on. These are the signs of saints and sages and philosophers, or people who have reached such a high state of spirituality that they don't come down to the level of people that are causing them harm or even physical hurt. There was another saint whose wife was loving, sweet, and ever ready to please her husband. The saint used to thank God, saying, "Oh God, you are so merciful that you have given me a wife who is so agreeable and loving. She encourages me at all times and keeps me free from worries so that I can devote myself to you." The dispassionate vision of these saints teaches us that when we turn to the goal of self realization, we view every situation as helpful towards the attainment of that goal. So look at everything as God's blessing that comes your way. Deep lessons have to be learnt on this path, and that's God's will if we are encountering difficulties or pleasant circumstances. In other words, your mind should not nurture the strong egoistic concept, "If I had been married to someone else, I would have been much better off," etc. That is a big illusion. No matter what the personality of your spouse may be, there is a meaning behind the relationship. So, further with spiritual insight, you may bring about a great transformation in your husband or wife. Divine love conquers all obstacles. So, strive for divine love, also known as Divya Prem. Divya means divine. So, may you lead a successful, joyful life, and may your spirituality, love, compassion, wisdom continue to grow. This is Swami Nikhilananda. Hari Om Tat Sat.